half hour. Today, we have a veteran from Vancouver, Mr. Jacky Levy. I've had the pleasure of working with Jacky all these years, but actually have never met him in person until recently. So, what an honor and what a great man. Jacky, thank you for spending your time with us today. Welcome.
Thank you, John. Thanks for having me. And as you mentioned, we had a chance to run a live session together. I think about a couple of months ago, and it was such a blast. So,
oh, we got to do more. We got to do more. The agents loved it, and I think it's in dire need. In this market, people need a lot of information, a lot of help, right? So, tell us how you started, because I know you're now 17, 18 years in the business, and you obviously, top 10% and just doing a lot of business. But did it always start like that? Did you struggle a little bit?
yeah, no, it didn't start like that. When we started, I think about 17 years ago, the market was a bit different. It was just when the market started to pick up and become a little bit of a seller's market. We found that it's a tough start, right? We didn't know anything, any lead generation techniques or any business the business etiquette at the time, and it took us quite a while to get into the point of running a successful business and consistent business for all it matters.
Yeah, so obviously, this business is not easy, but like you said, we all started in an uptrending market, and then we hit the dip. That's when we really learned how to survive. Did you and Jacob always partner up from the start, or was it along the way you met each other?
So we started approximately in the same time. Jacob got licensed a year prior to me. And that's going to lead us into the little venture that we do with the training, which is kind of interesting. And then we collaborated on a few deals on some mutual clients and cover for each other. And about 2009, we joined forces and formalized the partnership. And we've been, married ever since. So
wow, it's been 13 years. That's longer than a lot of marriages. Congratulations.
That's exactly. Yeah. So to answer your question, when I got licensed, very early in the game, I realized that we have two jobs as agents. That's the way I view the business. The first job was the real estate agent, learn the ropes, learn how to write contracts, learn how to conduct real estate. And the second job was the lead generation, right? We need to find our niche, how to generate leads. And very early in the game, I realized there are three ways to go about it. You can go to the internet leads or the online leads campaigns and push, which has its own challenges. Now I know it's very prominent, but as its own challenges, right? It's more weak relationship, not that committal, no loyalty. You know how it is. It's a numbers game. There's the farm route. So a farm area, you establish yourself as a area specialist and try to go after a specific neighborhood, which just lengthy, very expensive, as with flyer drops and events, etc. And lastly, the relationship side of things, farm people versus area. So that was my strength at the time. I tried to get into more of the networking and public speaking, build relationships. But then as the database grew, it's all of a sudden became a challenge because you get to be friends with your clients and have more interaction with them and just eat your time, etc. So finding the balance, it was a bit of a challenge.
That's huge. I think I'm like you as well. I'm more of a farmer of people instead of area. And I honestly wish I farmed the area more instead of people, or do both. right? But keep my business in one certain area. Did you guys farm an area as well, just Vancouver, or did you go outside like Fraser Valley and like Chilliwack and
No,
all that?
it's interesting. We tried throughout the years to farm certain, different areas, different locations. We predominantly started in the west side of Vancouver, and slowly, I would say, moved with the clients east. So it's interesting how the transition was from, the Kitsilano, Fairview area,
Right.
downtown towards East Vancouver, when East Vancouver became such a, central space and,
Yeah.
central space and attractive neighborhoods. And from there, we venture a little bit east, to North Van, Burnaby, the Tri-Cities. So we follow the trend with our clients, so mostly relationship based, but
Gotcha.
we've done throughout the years farm area campaigns, which was very successful in a way, but it has its own challenges. So for example, if you get, I remember one particular client, we walked with them in a specific area that they came through the farming efforts, and they decided to go to a different area and end up canning us and going with another realtor.
Oh, what?
and when we asked them, they perceived us as the specialist in this particular neighborhood, and didn't
Oh,
realize that, hey, we're realtors, we want the business anywhere. So there's a lot of challenges with any technique and any lead generation type of you know avenue that you end up taking, as you know.
yeah, definitely. And we made it through. Obviously, it was a struggle, but so guys, farm people also farm the area, but don't be pigeonholed, or else you actually lose clients. Because I can
Exactly.
sell a home from Vancouver to Chilliwack. It's a home, right?
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
well, what do you think is the biggest challenge for realtors today? Coming into the industry with, when we started, I think it was probably 7,000 realtors. Now we're going up against 14, 15 other thousand realtors. What do you think is the biggest challenge today?
So that's a good question, and that's kind of like a good segue to the venture that we, the little company we started about a couple of years ago. The biggest challenge, I think, it's number one, obviously the competition, but I feel that the newer realtors, because of the online exposure, the real estate shows, everything seems to easy. So the new realtors come to the industry, expect to have a easy take of the business, and I
Mm-hmm.
know it's very challenging. You need to learn the business. You need to know
Mm-hmm.
what you're doing before you can conduct business, right? Obviously, with competition, it's extreme competition out there.
Yeah.
The marketing became a little bit more challenging and expensive. Obviously, as we go against not just other realtors in the online sphere, but third parties, companies that tech companies that try to do the lead generation services and sell it back to us. So that's
Yeah.
another challenge in the in the virtual space. But I think for the most part, if I need to pinpoint one challenge and one hurdle, is the perception that it's you get license and the money is rolling in.
Yeah.
It takes
I
time to.
hope I hope none of us on this call, go towards that thought, because guys, it's not easy, right? So, obviously we've grinded 17, 18 years now. What do you think for a new realtor is the best skill to have in today's market?
The best skill to have for a new realtor, I think, is being curious and learn the business.
Mm,
I think there's a lot of noise out there, a lot of white noise, and a lot of facades and perception. I think new realtors that get into the business need to take the time and learn the business, and understand that we are interacting with people that dealing with the most important financial decisions of their lives, right?
absolutely.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars of transactions, family decisions, school catchment. That's this one decision going to affect their the future as a family. So I think learning the business and not being you know, too, I guess, you know, dealing with that as a commodity and pretend that it's nothing. You know, we were dealing with multiple offers last night with, you know, presenting buyers, and it's interesting. You know, you make one call and you try to convince them to come up $200,000 in the purchase price, and for us it seems like, hey, we wanted to get the place, but
Right.
$200,000 after tax money, it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
So we need to remember that. I think that's the one thing that new realtors should do: learn the business, be curious, you know, use the resources. I know that one of the things that we try to teach our you know, younger agents that we deal with, it's like, yeah, don't do things too fast. Like, you know, study, learn, talk to the lawyers, talk to the
your time.
professionals. Exactly.
I always tell agents, especially, you know, guys on my team, like, guys, you need to sometimes slow down to speed up. Really listen to what the client is saying, absorb it, acknowledge it, agree with it, approve it. And then you can start to say what you want or ask another question. Just slow down. So if you were to give a realtor some tips, right, to learn the business, what would be the items to learn, in your opinion?
So I think the first thing would be to learn the mechanics of the business. So, you know, and it's interesting. People that join the industry, you know, new agents, they have training from the broker at the brokerage level, and some brokerages do fantastic training, and but it's a very high level. It's a mass training. So,
Right.
for example, you know, they go over the contract of purchase and sell, or the listing agreement, or teaching about specific, you know, hurdles or due diligence items. I think learning the business, learning the applications, learning the resources, I think that would be the first step. One of the things we try to solve with our realtor training company is that I know that realtors have the resource to get license. You know, there's all the real estate schools. I know realtors have the resources with the brokerages to get a little bit of the high level training. Yep. And of course, the mentoring and coaching that take care of the business side of things, which is my second part of the answer here. Not only learn the business, but treat it like a business.
Right.
Not, you know, don't treat it as a, you know, one-off. You need to treat it like a business. You know, I remember when I started, the veteran realtors mentioned, hey, you need to come to the office. You need to treat it like a business. And I took it with me here 17 years later. You know, I'm sitting in an office, not in my home desk, and, you know, wake up in the morning, get ready. There's always stuff to do. You can take care of marketing. You can take care of follow-ups. You can take care of, you know, your own database, clutter, what have you. So there's always stuff to do. Even if you don't have, let's say, money productive activities, you can always sit in the office and promote yourself and promote your business in a way that going to generate revenue in the future.
Absolutely. So guys, lots to do, but really, really learn the business. That's one part of it. Now, you did talk about the other part, the two-part business is lead generation. What are your best lead generation tactics in today's market?
So we do, there's a lot of them, and I think it depends on the style of the agent. You know, some agents more relationship based, like you and I. We take the approach of you know, networking events, client retention programs. You know, as we say, farming people. So, you know, we have few communities that we have good relationship with. You know, our past clients, we have a great type of follow-up programs with them. Jacob is a technology wizard. He takes care of more of the media and the internet marketing type of things. So again, some lead generation technique through the online sphere. But all in all, you know, I know it seems cliche, but, you know, even open houses, you know, when we started, we generate a lot of business from open houses. And I know now it's a little bit different. It's a little bit harder, But
Yeah, with what's going on. Yeah.
exactly. But if you do it consistently, you will get business. You will get the people recognize you. A few of the guys that we trained recently, it's interesting. I've mentioned to them, hey, don't expect to get clients from the open house, the one-off open house. But I remember back in the days, we were doing the same area open house week after week after week, and you would see people that come to the open house and recognize you. 3 weeks later, they would say, "Oh yeah, I saw you in in the other one in Fairview." So that's how you start to like get the word out there and get to be dominant in the area. And
so really putting yourself out there
exactly. And again, differentiate yourself. That's a huge thing in business 101. So very easy to do, in my opinion, in the real estate sphere. When I go to open houses, even with clients, let me tell you, we see 5-6 properties. Only 1 or 2 out of the open houses, you see a nice, spec sheet, nice marketing material, nice presentation. Whereas, for the most part, over 50%, you daring, you can't find a realtor. They don't have proper signage. They don't have proper material, and it's memorable for clients. Let me tell you. Yeah.
So, I've seen, I've gone into listings that are 2.7 million, 3 million, and they have on the desk a stash of MLS sheets that are black and white.
There you go. There you go. That's the easiest fix. And these days, you don't even have a graphic designer. You have Canva. You have so many free resources online and templates that you can easily, create awesome marketing that's gonna, separate yourself from the crowd. One of the tricks that we do, especially in the detached housing market, when I do open house in detached market, I always, swing by Tim Hortons and get a 50 Timbits kind of like, box. It costs me nothing. And then let me tell you, every single family with kids, they remember me forever. Right? Because and it's an icebreaker, right? You just talk to them, show them give them something to eat, or during COVID it's a little bit tougher, but in general it's going to be very, very simple. Yeah,
it's just going that extra mile.
Exactly.
A little bit. So is that how you develop a unique selling proposition to differentiate yourself? Is that extra mile?
That's the extra mile. There's a few other avenues, that we try to do really. It's interesting. I thought a lot about my unique value proposition and my elevator pitch, if you will, and the way that I position myself personally. And I know every realtor should find their own voice, but I usually my line is anyone can find the data. The data is available out there online. Anyone can find the data. I know how to interpret the data, so I try to establish myself as an expert. Hey, I'm going to give you something above and beyond what you can find yourself. Also, we try, especially with sellers, to showcase, hey, we do, professional, for example, for listings, professional videos with talking heads, different editing. We don't usually use the mainstream companies. We try to do something more unique and more cater to each home. And it shows they take pride of it, right? They send it to the friends. They have a memory from the selling experience. So I think that's a huge thing. But it's a good question, John, and I wanted to comment on that. It's interesting in the realtors that we train, really lots of realtors. It's interesting. You ask them, hey, if you need to sit in front of your client and give them your elevator pitch, none of them have anything to say. And it takes half an hour to sit with yourself, think, write down some ideas, and come up with your sales pitch, right?
It's tough. It's tough. I mean, if you put me on the spot right now, what's my elevator's pitch? I'd be like shaking too. So you really have to work at it for your USP. We you keep talking about this training program. I know you put your heart and soul into this new realtor training. Tell us a little bit about it.
Awesome. So during COVID, we we had a little bit more time, of course. The business was slowed down at the beginning of COVID, and also when it picked up, a little bit different. We have the online meetings and all that stuff. We started the Project of Passion Realtors training. We've done mentoring and training for many years through different brokerages, but it was never systemic. It was never like a program. It was just like basically taking one-on-one kind of thing, mentoring session. I always thought that the void in the marketplace is the mechanics of the business. Realtors, new realtors, don't have a way to know what they don't know. You start in the business. I know it took me 3.5 years just to get my bearings and figure out things. And
that sounds about right. 3.5 years to really know what's going on.
Exactly. And I remember throughout these years, every deal I would be like hearing about, something else and thinking, oh my God, they didn't even know about it, or learning about an app that, application that we can use, or resource, or anything that can promote me as a realtor. That's a void in the marketplace. And I think even now, every realtor that get licensed, it's about 3-year type of learning curve. So we brainstormed and constructed a program that try to overcome that. So it's not mentoring and coaching on the business side of things. There's some business elements there, but it's more of the real estate mechanics, hands-on practical training. So my elevator pitch for the program, I help new realtor to jumpstart their business. Hands-on program. So basically take the mechanics of the business, reverse engineer it and said, okay, if I'm a new realtor right now, what's the 10 to 15 bare essentials that I need to know? And basically go through modules and teach each and every one of these bare essentials. So for example, simple things like doing a home evaluation. Anyone knows, okay, comparable properties recently sold. It's all been drilled to us. Great. But how do you do it in practice? Not just going to MLS and find the comps, like in a methodical way. What other apps you have, other than MLS that, Paragon that can help us do it in a very methodical and systematic way. So we broke down all the elements and we put it in modules. And that's what we offer. I think this type of void. So the sales pitch here, you'll learn anything that I'm trying to teach you, but it's going to take you 3 years. So I offer you a time machine, to frog these 3 years, and in 2.5 months, kind of like leapfrog the learning curve and be able to do that.
So coming out of this, the agent will be equipped with, exactly knowing what to do in any situation possible in real estate. Exactly. Be confident in walking into a house.
Exactly. And again, a simplified version and good example of that. A few of the agents that we've done recently, that we trained recently, it's interesting. They knew even presenting to your first buyer the contract of purchase and sale. Seems very simple. We all seen it. We all licensed. We know how it looks like. We all read it 1,000,000 times. We trained by the brokerage. Everything is great. When you sit with a client, with a first-time buyer, and need to present the contract, this presentation cannot take half an hour. It needs to be, less than 5 minutes.
Right.
Highlights the important things. Talk about the mechanic of the offer and the counter offer and all that stuff. And agents that never done it before have no clue how the whole dynamics go. Another example, again, listing appointments. Great. We all know in theory how it looks like. We all know, as new agent, but what do the owners ask you? What's the typical questions that come up? How do you overcome? When is the commission question come? And what do you say about that? How do you present that? So, we try to take our years of experience and years of, trial and error in terms of success and failures, and basically narrow it down and said, hey, this is the typical conversation that happened with the home seller. This is how you prepare for it, right? And this is what you can expect. And I'll tell you, I remember the first 3 to 4 years, I was losing more listing appointment than winning, because I was so focused on my presentation and didn't listen to the clients and didn't really know how to prepare for their questions. I knew how to prepare about the evaluation and about what I thought is important, but didn't really answer their questions. So that's basically what we try to accomplish. It's very interesting though. While we were doing it with some, new realtors, we realized the need in the marketplace, and the need was a little bit different than what we thought. And it was actually even more basic than what we thought that the information should be. So it's ever changing, and we adjusting it. And we introduce the element of the business side of things and the media, and a little bit of website and SEO, basic SEO. Jacob is the one that take care of that type of modules, the website audit, just like the very basic, just to get them in the know in terms of the what to do when they try to sit in the office and promote their image, their website, their conduct. Yeah.
So you're constantly really tweaking and making sure that you improve the program as well, so the realtors can benefit from it.
Exactly.
I'm going to request you to maybe put it in the chat box, or we are on Facebook Live, so we'll put it underneath the comment section as well, how to enroll ourselves and how to learn from you, how to follow you as well. So I'll request you to do that.
Awesome.
I do want to ask you this question. After 17, 18 years, and I didn't know you grew up in Tel Aviv. When did you come over here in Canada?
About 2000.
2000. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's been about 22 years.
Yeah.
And so majority of the time in BC or Canada, you've been in real estate. What keeps you going?
So first of all, I was in corporate Canada. I studied economics. That's my background.
Okay.
And the business found me. I like to say it. I didn't find the business. I found myself into the real estate route a little bit by not coincident, but it's kind of like the way that things end up unfolding. And it's very interesting, as you remember, John, because you've been around just as long as us, if not longer. Back in the days, it was a job, commission checks. We sold units for 150 to 250 grand, and make $3,000 commission check and just hustle. I remember the years that we made 40, 50 deals. The gross commission was just the 150 year was kind of like deal, right? And
50 deals like 200K, we're like, yes.
Exactly. So it was very different attitude in the marketplace as well. So I found that in the business, I would say that every 5 years, the business has changed, not just because of the pricing and the commission we earn. And of course, when I mentioned the commissions, the commissions went up, of course, because the prices, but also what require of us as realtors, the expenses, the attitude of the clients, etc. So what keeps us going is, of course, our past clients. We try to improve our business. We try to improve our, progress as human beings as well with our, kind of book and clients. But obviously, we get to the point that we feel like we are the veterans now. And we need to, step aside a little bit and make room to the new crowd that come into the business. Absolutely. That's why we started to kind of branched out into some of the mentoring, some of the training program, and we hoping eventually to to somewhat mimic what you've done. You took your years of experience, you build a team, and giving back to to the community and giving back, and in exchange you get to be involved and oversee their operation. And I think it worked great for you. So we're hoping that that's going to be some kind of like the path that they're going to take in the next 5 years.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love seeing people grow. I love seeing people succeed. It's almost more fulfilling than getting a big real estate check, almost. But how do you see this, your career now, 17, 18 years, in the next 5 to 10 years, what would you like to see for your career?
I would like to, we would like to step away from the selling, from the, field, if you will, and be more of a, management.
Management, mentorship.
Yeah, maybe on mentorship. Sorry,
Leader.
guys.
No worries.
More of a mentorship type of role, and get into a little bit more, training, different avenues in the business, and do service related to realtors, to newer realtors that
Awesome.
can benefit them. And of course, we get compensated for that. Of course, we need to, keep our, our business going. Yeah. But that's what we see in the next 5 years.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I can't wait to collaborate with you more. Are you doing some great things, you and Jacob? What is one piece of advice that you would leave for the audience to have us kick off 2022? Or actually, we're almost in the second quarter. Yeah, what would you say?
Awesome. So here, I actually wrote it down. I want to give value to your crowd and your the Facebook Live guys that watching us right now. So I think number one, learn the business. However route you take, whether it's training program like ours or your own research, learn the business. Don't just purchase leads and try to follow the go the motion. Try to learn the business. And number two, learn the business and treat it like a business. That's the big thing. I think that a lot of young realtors treat it as a, hey, we need to be on the road, kind of chasing over our tail all the time, try to get treated like a business, do some time blocks for, marketing, business producing activities, client retention. I think it needs to be treated like a business. That's Absolutely. The big thing. That's the one thing we've seen less and less in the past 5 years, I feel. Yeah. That's true. Yeah. That's true. Lastly, sorry, that's I know we be respectful of the time, and we just about the 11:30 here. I think during COVID, one of the things that I recognize, we got so online interaction, and we don't see and we don't get to learn from our peers. I feel like that's a big thing. That's the one thing we try to introduce. Again, brainstorming sessions, roundtables, practice. I know you do that. You do the role playing, on Clubhouse, which is fantastic. I think that being out there, I think during COVID, we all got used to just like being in our own space alone. You cannot learn the business from your office. The business happens outside. That's the real estate business. Great advice. Great advice. Go out and preview property and just get involved. Get involved in seeing real estate. Get involved with other realtors. Just learn the business, and really treat your business like a business, like a real job. Like you show up 9 and then you quit at 5. That's okay, right? It's not a hobby, guys. So thank you. That was amazing, Jacky. So, welcome to have you back sometime again to talk about your progress with your training. But thank you so much for your time today, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Awesome, John. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here, honor to speaking with you. And we're going to see each other soon.